that show.
Do you? I have not watched it.
I am.
What is that show?
Nacho Libre.
I haven't ever seen it
What?
all the way through.
Do you know who directed it?
Yes. That's actually part of the reason that I haven't seen it all the way through.
You don't like Napoleon Dynamite?
Nope. I worked during Napoleon Dynamite. I worked in a movie theater during Napoleon Dynamite.
Gotcha.
And the toxic crowd that is Napoleon Dynamite fans really turned me off.
You don't like Vote for Pedro?
I saw so many Vote for Pedro t-shirts and tater tots being snuck into like movie theaters that I wanted to find Jared Hess, the director, and punch him square in the face.
There you go.
Just as hard as I could.
See, and I watched it in the Dollar Theater.
I watched Nacho Libre at our cousin's house first.
Nacho Libre.
I love that show.
See, and I remember you guys watching it, but then I remember you guys being obsessed with it.
Well, of course, because, you know, when you have a Canadian who's portraying a Mexican, you got
Wait,
it.
is Jack Black Canadian?
Jack Black's not Canadian.
Yes, he is.
No, he is not.
No, he is from LA, isn't he?
Yeah, because his mom was like a super smart person from NASA.
Oh, we're giving out wrong things here.
Hey, my good friend Jack Black, do you want to come just join us in our mom's basement?
Jack Black.
Do I sound quiet?
No, you sound really loud.
You sound clear.
No.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing now, it's good. Let's see. He was born Thomas Jacob Black and
Thomas Jacob.
That was my childhood lisp and slur coming
Oh,
out.
he was born in Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
That's as Canadian as you get.
Yeah,
I swear he's lived in Canada
I don't think so.
early life.
Welcome to the Twaddling Along podcast, the podcast where we censor large portions of our show for the sake of political correctness.
Do you know what we need to do?
What?
We need to have a standby little music thing,
Like elevator music
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
where it's like
music.
I wish we could have like on video where it's like standby do.
Or it will say like
technical difficulties.
Josh is running his mouth right now.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all done.
But if you were wondering what we were talking about,
Seriously. Hi, I'm your host. I'm
Hi.
Dan McBride.
Hi Dan.
Here with my two brothers and co-hosts. We're going to start with Josh this time
Howdy, hey.
and Jake.
Hi.
This week on the Twaddling Along podcast, it is Jake's turn, and we are talking human condition. What are we talking about this week, Jake?
I'm going to talk about happiness.
What is happiness?
You're talking about money?
Never felt it in my life.
What is happiness? I don't know. I don't have a definition. of happiness.
Danny, do you realize that you just called out like your wife saying you've never been happy with your wife, your children?
Well, that's not true. I experience happiness through them all the time. I'm a happy guy.
I like how I started typing definition and the first thing it says, definition of fascism.
Well, let's maybe not go there this week. this week on Twaddling Along.
Happiness and
Nazism.
fascism.
And then I typed in definition of H and it's heretic, harassment, hubris. What are people searching on Google?
Not how to be happy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, definition of happiness is the state of being happy. That was obviously not the answer, right?
The state of being... AI tells me it's a complex emotion.
Hey, that's what mine says.
It's a complex.
That involves a range of positive feelings such as joy, contentment, and pride.
Exactly.
See, mine's just a feeling or showing of pleasure or contentment.
Oh boy, we're off to a good start. We're already looking at AI. We should just have AI do this.
Hey,
entire
no.
thing for
I
us.
got mine from Oxford.
Oh, I see.
See, and
Wait, Oxford was the
Oxford-
feeling of being happy?
the feeling of or showing pleasure or contentment.
Interesting.
Melissa came in looking happy and excited is the example. Or having a sense of confidence in or satisfaction with a person, arrangement, or situation.
Oh man, I just looked at a worldwide levels of happiness as measured by the World Happiness Report.
Can you say the first part again, Josh?
Seriously. As a matter of fact, say it 3 times fast. Because
Okay.
at this point, I don't even know.
Worldwide levels of happiness as measured by the World. No, it's the worldwide levels of happiness as measured by the World Happiness Report. I feel bad for a few continents.
Oh, we'll get into that here soon.
Yep.
So, Jake, where are we going with this happiness discussion?
Well, informally, it's a specific thing that's excessively or random.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. Did I just have like a stroke? I don't even know if that made any kind of sense to me.
Where am I?
Someone is someone cooking toast?
Oh, are you having a stroke?
Burning toast. It's a
Dude,
stroke.
I had that the other day.
That you burned toast or you had a stroke?
No. I was smelling toast and I turned to my wife and I was like, does my face look proportionate? She was like, no. And I was like,
Well,
going.
here I go.
and then she's like,
I'm
it
on
never
my way
does. And I was like, oh, that's right. My jaw is broken.
You look in the mirror and your muscles start, and you're like, wait, I'm doing that on purpose.
Why is my eye going up?
Anyway, as you can tell, I totally studied this.
You did.
But where do I want to go with this? I don't
Not
know.
the fascism part.
So
Probably not the fastest.
So we're not talking specifically like what makes us happy, but what is happiness?
No, we're talking about what makes us happy too.
Oh, Disneyland.
Ooh, you know what makes me happy?
What?
If I am sore, a sauna. A really hot sauna.
Not a steam room?
Not a steam room. You know,
Because I like a steam room.
I enjoy a steam room every once in a while, especially if I'm feeling a little congested, but just like that dry, hot heat, I enjoy. Even if I am surrounded by middle-aged men that are naked.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well,
Hey,
But you like the dry heat?
I do like
See,
the dry heat.
I like the humid.
Do you?
Yeah, but I mean, I got that from the Philippines, and that's just carried on. Where I would prefer because I can breathe.
Yeah, I like the really, really dry saunas.
do you know what makes me happy? And this is a newfound hobby of mine.
Oh, yes.
Sumo wrestling.
Sumo wrestling makes Josh
that
happy.
you're actively sumo wrestling,
No,
or
I'm
you're
not.
watching
I'm
sumo
watching.
wrestling.
So it's the Grand Sumo Wrestling.
Kylie, come here.
Don't ask.
I mean,
What are you doing with that little towel?
And I just want to point out, so I got really excited about it. It's the Grand Sumo competition. And I was like, honey, come watch sumo with me. And she said this, and I didn't realize. She was like, why in the world would I want to watch really large men wear a type of thong? I know it's a very ceremonial thing, and have their butts hanging out the whole time. And I realized why it makes me happy.
because of all those facts.
No, none of them have butts.
They don't have butts?
No.
So you feel a kinship.
Yes, I do.
I see.
You feel a kinship, and you look at yourself. You know what? Compared to those guys, I look good.
They're
And yet
all
I-
large people.
From your wife actually told me that in Japan there is actually like
A beauty.
there's a beauty to sumo. Like they're kind of seen as kind of a little sexy.
Oh, that explains a lot.
But yeah, see, they don't have butts. They're large.
Oh dear.
Exposed.
I guess I'm just grateful my wife spent some time over there.
Oh,
But yeah, no butts, big men. I fit right in.
So far, saunas make us happy, and sumo wrestling makes us happy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about something found on positivepsychology.com.
Oh,
So
is there a negativepsychology.com?
I'm pretty sure there is.
I'm gonna look it up while you're.
Please do. So current research and studies.
How about moderate psychology.com?
So we have negative, positive, and moderate. All wonderful ways to find, well, happiness. So recent studies have shown us that money can only buy happiness up to $75,000.
Bowl.
Now,
Wait, $75,000?
Baloney.
this is the study from 2010.
Oh, let's do some quick calculations here.
What was the money worth back then?
All right.
It was shortly after the 2008 crash. You could buy a house for probably what?
190,
$190,000.
$200,000
So you
Yeah,
could easily
Danny, you bought your house just
around that time.
around there.
you could easily make a living probably on that money.
All right, we got to do inflation calculator. By the way, there is a negativepsychology.com. It is up for sale.
Oh, good.
So,
So the equivalent is about $108 or $109,000.
you put it in that way. I think that you're pretty close.
I think it's the idea that you are comfortable
Stable.
and you're not. It's not excessive, but it's not.
See, and
Other way
here's
around.
my thing: if it's equatable to $109,000, that is not comfortable where we live, not anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you wouldn't be able to buy a house right now with that amount of money.
And barely live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
You think so?
Yeah, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Not saying that I make that much, but
I think if rates dropped, it would be a little bit easier to
Yeah.
justify it. But the housing is pretty high.
Yeah, that's the killer thing.
Most of our happiness is not determined by our genetics, but by our experiences and our day-to-day lives. Now, I just want to point out that some of these studies are old. They don't have any new ones.
So here's my question. I thought that depression and anxiety were really driven by genetics.
See, now that gets you in a fun debate with a lot of people because there's a lot of people that's that nature nurture area where it's like I'm
you
one
have
that
the propensity for it, but nature is going to drive you to it.
yeah. So and I'm along the realm of it's both. I mean, ultimately, both of those are going to affect multiple different areas. Yeah, you can have a propensity. Yeah, you could probably come out happy. But I mean, that's when this was done in 2005. So
Gotcha.
I'm sure they've done way more studies since then. So it's kind of interesting they pointed this out. Trying too hard to find happiness often has the opposite effect and can lead us to be overly selfish.
Interesting. So the pursuit of happiness is actually not happiness.
Have you ever watched that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness?
I enjoyed the pursuit.
No,
of
but I
happiness.
read the Declaration of Independence.
No, this,
Well, that
and that makes you happy.
Wait, that's not.
pursuit of
The
happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness is with Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith
And his
about
son.
his
Jaden
Rubik's
Smith.
Cube, right?
No,
a Rubik's cube,
no, it's a guy trying to make a better life for him and his son.
and he ends up being what, a stockbroker? Or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. He can do a Rubik's Cube in less.
Oh, there is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There is that thing in the Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
I can tell that Josh has seen shorts of it on YouTube. That's how he equates
No, I've
movies.
watched it before.
Hey,
He used to sell computers
Right.
or the medical machines or whatever.
I think most of the movies, like anything between like the last 10 years, has mostly just been shorts for me.
To be honest, I watched Mufasa the other day. You could watch the whole movie in probably about 4 minutes through YouTube Shorts.
I don't know what's happened with my YouTube shorts, but it's gotten onto the not Bravo, but the show Suits.
Oh yeah,
And I think I've watched all of it twice.
Yeah.
Like all 72 seasons.
And see, mine is House, like the show
I love
House.
House.
and mine's on Blacklist right now.
Oh, I love Blacklist. Mine is shown up on Blacklist too.
So I mean, it's really funny because it just randomly comes through. I think it could sense your emotions, and so the problem is that it's whenever I'm just feeling like angry that I see red kill people, and I'm like, yes, and I'm like,
So-
wait, that's not what I'm supposed to be thinking.
So wait a second. If it's sensing my emotion, I'm a psychotic, addicted doctor who is a pain in everyone's back end.
Yes.
Okay,
But you're smart about it.
that's true.
But you're Hugh Laurie.
That's
who
true.
is
And I think
one
it's
of
so
my
funny
favorites
because
of all
he's
time.
like, he started in comedy,
Yeah.
and that's like the most serious show.
He started as one of the footlights of Cambridge.
That's the most serious show
Like I feel
there
like
is a lot of
he's,
dying there.
there is, but he doesn't seem like
He doesn't seem that serious.
he's addicted to ketamine, isn't he? I can't remember.
I think it's Percocet.
Oh, whatever.
See, I have only watched snippets on YouTube.
And does that make you happy? Did you see what I did there?
No.
That's
Good
called a
tieback.
segue.
Pursuing happiness through social means, e.g., spending more time with family and friends, is more likely to be effective than other methods. So we're actually going to talk about this more later
I like it.
because there's been a study that's been done at Harvard for like 85 years that they talk kind of about this. So we'll talk. The pursuit of happiness is one place where we should consider ditching the SMART goals. Uh-oh.
Didn't we
Oh,
just?
man.
We just talked about
went
it.
through the
Every-
smart goals.
Every
Ah,
business
crap.
person just literally pooped their pants.
No, me and Jake talked about the smart goals when you were off cruising. So
True.
thanks for listening to the podcast, Josh.
Yeah, I don't listen to myself.
Here you go. Here you go. It may be more effective to pursue vague happiness goals than specific ones.
Vague
crap.
happiness goals.
Sorry, everyone. We led you astray.
I just feel like eating. What do you want to eat? I don't care. I want to
Just
eat.
give me food. It will bring me happiness.
That explains our weight.
Yep. Remember, sumo.
And why my wife ended up marrying me. I found out. It all comes back together.
Hey,
All
you
coming
need to
together.
grow out your hair and then have a very professional sumo hairdresser. Do you know that like it is like a ceremonial, like very, very tight knit community that can actually do that?
You know, I think that everything in Japan is just ceremonial. Everything they do is just ceremony.
They would look at my curly hair and be like, what the heck? What are we supposed to do with this?
True. Anyway,
It would end up being a man bun, and they'd be like,
just an afro on top.
So, anyway, love you, Julie. Though, if you start asking me to wear a ceremonial, I don't even know what that is.
Just call it a thong.
You would do it in a heartbeat.
I
No,
I don't know if I would.
Do you know how tight those things are?
Spread the rice around.
It's not rice, it's salt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spread the
Jeez,
salt
man,
around.
get the rules right.
Wait, they spread salt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they smack their hands.
Yep, they smack their hands on their belly to get it off.
I do that too.
I do too. Look, I even have a stain on this shirt exactly. Like right there. There it is.
If you were accidentally like gone to flick it off and you accidentally like flicked it into your shirt and you're like, oh
I'm without any of the pomp and circumstance.
dear.
Danny, I was thinking about putting your youngest son in sumo.
Oh.
I
he
think
would
he would
do really good.
Yeah,
with
he
it.
would do really good.
Sorry. Back to happiness.
Let's see, where were we at? Oh, happiness makes us better citizens. It is a good predictor of civic engagement in the transition to adulthood.
So
I know-
No comment.
I question that in our current state. Anyway, happiness leads to career success, and it doesn't have to be natural happiness. It doesn't. As researchers found that experimentally enhancing positive emotions also contributes to improved outcomes at work.
Wait. So if I'm hearing that right, faking happiness makes me get better at work
Hi, how are
experience.
you today? I'm so happy that you're here with us.
Yeah, like that call center voice. Welcome. I'll just do my old one. I used to work at Jordan Credit Union. Hello, this is Jordan Credit Union. My name's Josh. What can I do for you today?
That was really good.
I know.
Turn right.
Yeah, seriously.
I feel happy.
So
Oh, you lost $10,000? I'm so sorry.
I will admit, I agree with. I do feel like natural happiness is a lot better for the person. But I mean, if you're really good at enhancing your happiness without being over the top,
like
I don't know
those
why that
Disney
was the-
people, Disney adults.
You know, there's a British comedian, I can't remember which one said it though, that said, but it's also okay just to have like the meanest, most terrible store clerk because their job kind of does suck. So sometimes like running into someone that you can just tell is just unhappy, like they still do their job, but they're just pissed about it. I think that's a breath of fresh air.
I have that whenever I go into a gas station. You go up and you hand them to them. What do you want, hon? I would just like this and $20 for the gas tank. Whatever. And then they guess it and then they can leave and you're like,
All right.
that's a stereotype and I like it. So
See, and I go up and I said, good morning. And they're like, hey, how's it going?
Josh, you just exude happiness.
you just do it.
Yeah, it's like 4 in the
I
morning.
want the angry waitress at a dine-in.
Oh, yeah,
Have
diner.
Have you heard?
Diner, sorry.
You want coffee?
Have you heard of the diners that are like in England that are specifically like rude?
There's
make-
one in Vegas.
They make ones that are specifically rude.
Yeah, there's one in
Like,
Vegas where the entire
You
restaurant
have
is
to
rude.
sign something because they will like
Tear you a new one?
tear you. If you guys have heard Eddie the Beast,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
he went to one and he got ripped, and he got like offended by this waitress because she was so savage.
See, and I don't know if that would help your happiness.
No, I don't.
He
think
thought
so.
it was really funny to see everyone else get ripped too. So,
Okay, on to this. I think this is the last one, at least from this list.
oh,
There is a linear relationship between religious involvement and happiness. Higher
Really?
worship service attendance is correlated with more commitment to faith. This is not by BYU, is it? Nope. Okay. And commitment to faith is related to greater compassion. Do you know a number of times I've said that? People are like, is that from BYU? And I'm like, I don't know.
I work at a place where that joke would probably be the funniest thing ever.
Josh is gonna steal it.
I'm going to say that at work and everyone's going to die laughing.
Yep.
Perfect.
Those more compassionate individuals are more likely to provide emotional support to others, and those who provide emotional support to others are more likely to be happy. It's a long road, but a direct one.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Charity never faileth.
Ooh. Scripture.
Religion.
So for all of you out there that aren't religious folk, you're missing out.
That's true. I think so.
Find a religion. Believe in a higher power.
Buddhism, Hinduism,
What is
Christianity,
Islam?
Islam, the Star Trek religion. Live long and prosper.
Greek mythology.
Oh,
No,
humanism.
that won't make you happy.
The Greek pantheon won't make me happy.
Those dang gods turning into animals and then coming and performing their dues with other people. Anyway, on to other interesting facts about happiness, also from positivepsychology.com. Happiness is linked to lower heart rate and blood pressure, as well as a healthier heart rate variability.
Oh, great. I'm not a happy person.
So that just means anytime I walk into the doctor's office, I'm like, I'm sad because they take my blood pressure. They're like, it's a little high. I'm like, thank you.
They've been telling me it's a little high since I was 12.
Same thing, but I was a fat 12-year-old. So,
I was gonna say,
man.
that's,
And I
Josh was not. Let's start with that.
I was skin and bones.
Yeah, Josh was adopted.
For all those who are listening who are not related to us, it's a joke, I hope. Because if it's not,
yeah,
my
Josh,
life would be ruined.
You don't look like anybody else in the family.
Yeah, so our last family picture did not prove that at all.
Everybody's like,
Hey,
oh, related.
people say if you spend time with people, you start looking like them. I've had 27 years with you guys. It just kind of rubs off.
I see. Genetics by osmosis.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's another. Next time on the podcast.
Happiness can also act as a barrier between you and germs. Happier people are less likely to get sick. Josh.
What?
Danny.
Yeah, I was going to say, that means I'm super unhappy.
I'm happy and I get sick all the time. Maybe I'm not happy.
I was going to say, you're the one that had the man cold. Can you imagine?
It was like 4 months.
The sickness comes and all of a sudden your white blood cells, hey, how are ya?
Little Mickey Mouses. Huh?
Can you imagine?
M-I-C-K-Y
M-O-U-S-E Disneyland.
Oh, there's places you can go. I don't want to go. People are happier. Oh, wait, nope.
Skip
Wait, no.
skip
People
it.
who
Oh.
are happier enjoy greater protection against stress and release less of the stress hormone cortisol.
I can believe it.
Yeah. Truth.
Happy people tend to experience fewer aches and pains. This is a lie, including dizziness, muscle strain, and heartburn.
Ah, dang it.
Man, I must be the
I was gonna say,
unhappiest person ever.
This list is just making me unhappy, which is making all of the problems worse.
My problem is
I've just discovered I'm an unhappy person.
I eat a really good meal. I'm super happy. I sit down, heartburn, muscle strain. You question life, but you're happy about it.
Hey, that's so true. I had Spaghetti Factory last night.
Ooh, was
just
it good?
because we got a gift card and it was great.
Oh.
Fantastic. And then I laid down and the heartburn came because it's like straight dairy. I was very unhappy all night long. I was so pissed. And it made me have to go potty like 3 times.
It made you have to go potty.
It made
3
you
times.
have to go potty.
Why-
Yes,
why
I
did-
have to pee so often.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, why didn't you just make it one trip and just sit it on your phone watching the reels we were talking about earlier?
That makes me happy. Long bathroom trips.
Where your wife comes knocking. You've been in there an hour and a half.
But I'm happy, dang it.
I will say this, not going back to sumo, but I did watch 4 days of sumo while sitting on the toilet. Each were 30 minutes each.
You watch.
That's how you get hemorrhoids.
Yes. Did you have it at like a 4-time speed? Well, look at him go. You can see them almost jiggle.
Slap, slap, done. Slap, slap, done.
Happiness acts as a protective factor against disease and disability. I think we talked about that earlier.
Man,
so
I
don't
feel
know.
like
It's all
Those who are happiest tend to live significantly longer than those who are not.
that's even worse. Our genetic, well, I will say our genetics are pretty good.
yeah. I was
Living
gonna say,
wise.
we're okay.
As long as we act like grandma, where she can still run a mile when she's like 88.
Oh, I love our grandma
And what is she known for?
doing the splits.
No, her
Oh.
smile.
Oh,
Oh, the heck! I don't think Grandma goes around telling people that
she
oh,
does the splits.
Watch
day.
this.
There's Liesl McBride, the splits lady.
She's doing awesome.
I will say her smile is darn impressive.
It is.
Her teeth are like perfect.
And the thing about it is she has it down, I think, to such an art that it literally, we talk about enhancing. I think she's enhanced herself to just exude happiness.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
true.
So
even when she
there's
might not
something there.
feel it, but
Do you know who else does that?
Who?
Our sister.
That's true. Kenzie will
until
outlive.
you
you-
really take her off.
Yes, which we all have. And then unhappiness.
I remember many a nights having the TV on and having it muted and her coming in and saying, "Turn it down." And it's like, it's not on. I can hear it still.
No, but I know a lot of people, in-laws, family, friends who comment and just say, "Oh, is Kinsey coming?" And I no. Well, then I'm not going because there's no reason for me to go anymore.
Kenzie is the life of the party.
Yes.
She's also just so outgoing. Like
Yeah,
she'll
where
go
did
and
that come
She
from?
goes and greets people at the door, and I'm just like, yeah.
She's very excited. Well, when you come through the door and immediately it's like, "Hi," and you're like,
which
"Yay!"
is lovely.
It is, and you get a hug.
Oh,
I will say,
it
I
is a
think
nice
all
hug.
of our wives have been called the most beautiful woman in the world, or
Yep.
most perfect sister, or
Yes,
princess.
and even when she accidentally calls them the wrong name, it's still it's done in the most
still
lovely
fine.
thing. So,
Oh man,
all right, happiness boosts our immune system, which can help us fight and fend off the common cold. A lot of this is a disease related.
I was gonna say,
but the
it's-
problem is I get the common cold every freaking month. Uh-oh.
You have a time that you're just sad. Oh, it's the third time for me to be sad.
oh, the alarm's gone off.
It's-
I'm no longer.
It's Sunday at
happy.
10 o'clock when I have to wake up Monday.
Wait,
Amen
so
to
here's
that,
my question: is Eeyore from Pooh Bear more prone to disease because he's fat, or because he's depressed?
Hey, Eeyore's not fat. He's a donkey. That's what donkeys look like.
Eeyore
and
is
he's made of fluff.
I
No,
know
he's made of sawdust.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. I
I
got
just
that wrong.
corrected you on a Pooh Bear fact.
Oh,
That
no.
made me happy.
Now I'm going to have to go
So
home
if
and watch
we
Pooh Bear.
if we pair up Pooh Bear, who's a happy little man, and when I say man, little bear, and Eeyore, who are equally as fluffy and or sawdusty, who's more healthy?
Do you know Pooh Bear makes Eeyore happy?
Oh, wow!
I know. Crazy, huh?
He doesn't make
Because
Piglet
sometimes,
happy.
I can't remember the quote, but there's sometimes where they just sit with Eeyore.
Isn't
And they don't try to change him.
Isn't there a thing that
Well, that's
says
a lie. Take your trash
ignorance is happiness?
Ooh. I
So
don't know.
is
that in there
Eeyore-
too?
Pooh Bear is kind of ignorant.
Yes.
That's not the right way of saying it. That makes
He's just dumb.
that makes Winnie the Pooh sound like a prejudicial little bear. What are you being so ignorant for, Pooh Bear? I don't know.
Happy people tend to make others happier as well. Vice versa. Those who do good feel good.
Oh,
Nice.
it's a chain.
The portion of our happiness is determined by our genetics, but there's still plenty of room for attitude adjustments and happiness boosting exercises.
Or are they saying genetically everyone sucks?
What is a happiness boosted exercise? As in literal exercise, like I'm gonna go bench press and smile, or like is this more of like
I call
okay
that- it's like-
and smile
Here.
2, 3, 4.
No,
smile,
I
2,
will
3.
say this. My wife took a class in college called laughter yoga.
What?
Literally, you go and sit on mats like other yoga people, but you laugh. You fake laugh the entire class. Like they say, okay, I want you to look at somebody and laugh, and you'll just start.
That's rude.
I say,
But
there,
like-
there is studies that show like fake laughter does still induce the what's the chemical?
Dopamine.
Not dopamine. Oh,
I was going to say
I think it starts- I think
cortisone,
it
but
starts with an E, but no.
epinephrine.
The stress.
Yeah. I have an allergic reaction. Laugh, darn you, laugh.
I was also going to say ecstasy when you said that, but I don't think that's it.
Well, I guess there's some places that have. I would imagine if I did yoga, I'd accidentally pass gas and cause everyone to real laugh anyway.
So,
But my wife said it was the best class. She was always happy after coming out.
that is good. I want to fake laugh at things.
We should try it on a podcast.
just sit here and just ha ha ha.
Figure and laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
We're trying to bring joy to others through real laughter. What are you talking about?
That's
It's fine. Everyone's laughing at our insecurities and the fact that we think we're going to die at any time.
Oh,
Danny had a bout of that this week.
you're
I'm sorry.
welcome, everyone. My pain brings you pleasure.
Now, you were going to say something, Danny, about passing gas in yoga?
Yeah, it happens.
Hey, sometimes that's the best way.
Well, you gotta, the people that are teaching yoga classes that have to help people, you've got to imagine like the downward facing dog where they're like holding your hips and pushing you down. They've probably been blasted in the face a couple times. So how can you be happy with that? I don't want anybody to answer that question. Nobody answer that question.
Speaking
please.
of random reels that pop up, I had random reels pop up of people passing gas while they're getting their back fixed.
Oh, from chiropractor.
Yeah, I guess it's really common.
Okay. Exhibit A. The guy was popping my back and he lifted up one leg, and we all know that works for kids. And luckily, the sound of the machine going down to pop my back masked it because it was a.
But the smell did not.
It didn't mask anything.
He kept going.
He's just a professional, and he's just like, I'm just going to leave it with this.
In case you do find that you're passing gas and need some relief, smelling floral scents like roses can make you happier.
Do you know what? That is the opposite for me.
Really?
Really?
Smelling flowers reminds me of death.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Because the only time I smell flowers is at funerals.
Oh, see, and it reminds me of Grandma, just because she used to always have floral smells going on in her house.
You want to know what smelling flowers reminds me of?
You know what
Being
smelling reminds me
yelled at by Grandpa in the morning for not planting the flowers correctly.
In the right way.
Or
That one's too close to the other.
Why'd you put the marigold there?
don't you get in my flowers. The ball goes in the flowers after you sip on all the flowers. and then you get down and you slowly arrange them. So
Put them back up and put the dirt up so it's supported.
and then he comes out. It's like, you're not stepping on them. No, Grandpa. Not at all.
Also, him wanting to like purposely use like the Latin names for everything. That's a Draconius. You're like, I don't care.
No, I just knew whenever we'd go work with my grandpa, you'd pull up, and right after he went to the greenhouse, he'd have stacks of those black carton flowers just stacked up, and you knew that you were going to have to plant every single one because I can't waste money. I got a good deal.
Well, did you guys ever go flower shopping with him?
No.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
If you went in the greenhouse. Yeah.
Oh, and then he would like flag someone down to ask questions, and then you would be there for like 7 years because he would argue after asking the questions. He would be like, "Now, are these orange marigolds?" And this poor like teenager is like, "Yes." He's like, "No, they're not. They're not orange.
But it says it on the sign.
This is genetically mutated
Who do you think
fungus.
this is the?"
No, I went with Grandpa after he got flowers. Dude,
What just happened?
what the literal crap. I don't know if anyone heard that, but Jake's mug lifted up in the air and threw itself across.
Grandpa's mad.
Sorry, Grandpa.
But I'd go to Grandpa to Lowe's after he got flowers because he had to get mulch. And he would go and smell
The mulch.
the mulch
Oh,
every
all the
time,
time.
to see which one was like the most manure smelling, and that's the one.
The turkey poo.
Yeah.
The one that had the turkey poo in it.
And then you would regret not bringing gloves because
Oh.
you would have to carry
Yes.
each one. And then Grandma would invite you in and get a drink. You're like,
And
Grandma,
that's-
I need to wash my hands.
And that's
first."
why flowers bring me happiness. I'm saying that so Grandpa doesn't throw anything else.
I
in the
know,
basement.
literally. I'm not exaggerating. It lifted up about 20 feet in the air, threw itself across the room.
It definitely had nothing to do with my foot accidentally nicking off the table. All right, on the next one. Those who are paid by the hour may be happier than those on salary. I can
amen to that.
promise that this is true. But then they go on to say, however, these findings are limited, so take it with a grain of salt. No, it's true.
Wait.
We are saying it's true.
You, both of you look at me. Woo, so good.
Josh just flipped us off.
I don't feel good.
I'm an
about
hourly person.
But the problem is he flipped us off in the Mormon way because, relationships are more conducive to a happy life than money.
Oh, I agree.
Especially if you have a relationship with a really rich person.
Hey, my mother-in-law say, marry first for love, and if it doesn't work out, marry for money.
Wow. This has been a message brought to you by...
The more you know.
Brought to you by PBS Kids.
eHarmony.
No, farmerswives.com.
Oh, happier people tend to wear bright colors. It's not certain which way the relationship works, but it can't hurt to throw on some bright hues once in a while. It is for me because I have sweaty armpits. So I
didn't know where you were going with that.
I had
a
to
very
pause at the really wrong
unfortunate
time.
pause.
Yep.
Everyone, I'd just like to point out, we are not wearing bright clothes.
We're really not. We're good.
Jake's wearing all black.
That's because I'm wearing my work attire, and they don't like me to be happy.
I'm wearing like a maroon. Danny's the brightest with like...
Puce.
Yes, he said.
I just realized that I have a stain on my shirt. How did you let me go?
Is
Look
it
at
in the
this.
place where you slap? Look, I've got one too.
Look at this.
Oh, ew.
Josh is splattered.
It exploded.
Happiness can help people cope with arthritis and chronic pain better. I mean, for all of you with arthritis, get happier. Gosh, stop complaining. Anyway, being outdoors, especially near the water, can make us happier.
Oh.
Do you know what doesn't make you happy? A forest in the nighttime. We've talked about this. Don't do it.
I don't know. I feel like that brings me happiness.
As Josh
Do you know
gets
what it
attacked
brings
by the
me?
Wendigo.
What?
The need to use the bathroom if I'm near water that long. Is that trickle
the
of
little-
the stream? Exactly. And you're like,
No, do you know what doesn't
have
bring
to pee.
happiness? I'm going to combine both. Going potty in the woods.
Wrong.
At 3 a.m.
wrong.
No, 3 a.m. And the Kaibo or porta potty is about a half a mile down the road. And you have to walk there. You're taking a dump, not...
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, we got outdoor plumbing for a reason, boy.
I'd like to point out the scout camp I went to actually had that band that you couldn't just...
I'd like to see them stop me.
I would like to see how much that was actually enforced.
I'd like to point out that our tree grew much taller than everyone else's.
And the nitrates in the ground around the campsite.
We did a barrier for the bears.
If there's one thing I found out is if there's a sign that says "Don't pee here," that
Always
is going to
somebody.
be someone peeing on that sign.
Do you know how many times I've seen like where it says like no dog poop or whatever,
the dog's
and then the
going
dog crap is like right next to it?
It's like they do it on purpose, or do they?
That brings me happiness.
The holidays can be a stressful time, even for the happiest among us. An estimated 44% of women and 31% of men get the holiday blues. I'm
So-
sorry, woman.
So here's my question. Does that mean that we're doing the holidays wrong? If so many people are getting stressed, because we're talking dang well almost 50% of people are actually going into depressive episodes during the holidays.
Here's my question, or my follow-up question. Are we celebrating the holiday or just the commercialism behind the holiday?
Oh, boy.
Oh, we're getting deep. But that has nothing to do with happiness, so we're moving on. Just kidding. I feel like what we're doing is we're spending too much money.
Oh,
So,
that is the truth.
do you know how much a turkey costs?
Too much.
That's why you go hunt it yourself.
Oh,
Oh, shoot, that was the dog.
and that doesn't bring happiness.
That does not.
That does not bring happiness, except for a certain group of individuals who might be on the other side of the globe. But happiness is contagious.
Is it?
When we spend time around happy people, we're likely to get a boost of happiness as well.
So it's a virus.
So because of me, you guys get happy. You're welcome.
Oh,
I'm not happy anymore.
kind of happy.
We'll spread the love. Everyone, you have to just... Danny just did the most outrageous smile I've ever seen in my life. And I'm kind of happy now.
There we go. We've spread
Was
it.
it outrageous as in
No, it was pretty much, except
That's
for
exactly-
his teeth were closed.
his teeth were closed?
How do you close the teeth?
So he looked more
How
like...
do you close a teeth? Oh, boy.
This
is not bringing me happiness.
Let's think about that one more time.
I have a
How
hole
to
in my toe.
close teeth. You have a hole in your toe?
Yeah, look.
No,
Leprosy.
seriously. And go.
Was that go for me?
Yes, because if we don't get back on topic, Josh is going to talk about the hole in
my
his toe for the next 20 minutes.
All right. Going back to what we kind of what I talked about earlier far ago before we got really off topic. By that I mean we got on topic.
Right,
Off topic and on topic.
because it made us happy.
It did. Harvard study, almost 80 years old, now it's like almost 90 years old, has proved that embracing community helps us live longer and be happier.
But what if you don't like people?
You die
A miserable.
I'd like to point out something. So I've been watching Support Your
Sumos.
Local... Yes, that's Sumos. And they're very much in community. Do you know their
They are?
seats aren't seats at all? It's just a boxed off area where you could sit cross-legged or like lay down. That's
Oh,
the places where they sit.
that's
Anyway, I was going to say, Daniel,
sorry.
I've been watching Support Your Local Sheriff and Support Your Local Gunfighter. True
Good shows.
classics.
James Garner.
Yep. I'd just like to point out, I think Western towns were more community-centered than we have today.
I think that's because if they weren't, you wouldn't survive.
Exactly. They were happier.
Sure. Until the dysentery. You can't be happy crapping your brains out. Or maybe you can. I don't know. Who am I to say?
I don't know.
Was that the... Chuck has dysentery. That's it!
Oh, yeah.
We're going out!
The Oregon Trail. Someone has dysentery. Oh, nice. Oh, someone's dead. Oh, crap.
I never made it across the river. Without fail, my wagon would always be crossing, and then it would just fall in, and it's like, whole family died. I'm like, well, that ended my trail really quick.
That was a fun one.
Hypothermia set in.
Oh, dear.
So I want to go back to the community thing because this is very interesting. So even 80 years ago, people in a community just kind of naturally existed, I would say.
Yes.
You know, there wasn't a huge push to have to create a community. Community just happened. Why don't we have that anymore?
This is darn phone.
Do you really think that's what it is?
I think what it is it's made us think we've created a community, but it's a community without...
Effort.
Well, and a community without happiness, because all it is you're trying to one-up each other, I think, often.
Like reactionary
Yeah.
community.
And I think where before it was you came together and you actually did activities together. I mean, I look at like even like back in the 90s, all your friends would go to the mall.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. Like all your friends would go, you get up, you all go to the mall, you enjoy each other. And you enjoy shopping. And it was an activity you did together where everything we're doing now, it's like I can order food and have it brought to my door. Or I can order clothes, I can order any of that and have it brought. And it just takes away all of that activity. It's like you get the same stuff, but without any of the effort or activity that you had with others that you used to do it with.
My fear going along with that is happiness, I think, is also really connected to empathy.
Yes.
And unless you are face to face with someone, talking with someone, you cannot develop empathy for that person. You can't have empathy over a phone or a social media app. I just don't think that exists. Like true empathy. You can have like, oh, I feel so bad for you. You know, thoughts and prayers. You know, that's the big joke is whenever something bad happens, the first thing a person types is thoughts and prayers. And they might be genuinely saying that, but it's not true empathy because you're not in the room with the person having to kind of see the emotions and therefore react to the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore happiness doesn't exist in the social media world.
So if we break it down, happiness is effort.
Oh, I think so. Sure.
So if we put forth effort in something, because a lot of the things we talked about, I mean, genetics plays 40% or less percent of happiness, but happiness is actually doing something to make happiness.
Sure.
Well, it's interesting when you look at, I mean, such things as depression, which, I mean, there could be many, many reasons that depression happens, but what's one of the main things that causes people to kind of start to gain the confidence to go and do things that overcome depression is getting out.
Yeah.
You're actually actively getting out. You're doing something. They say get active. They say go outside, those things. And what does depression do? It makes you not want to do that at all. You'd rather just be secluded. And unfortunately, that seclusion, as we're seeing, it will cause it to be worse.
It erodes away the happiness.
It's a cycle. It's one of those nasty cycles.
Well, and that's something that I've noticed because we were joking a little bit before of things that make us happy, and I was thinking, well, being at home asleep makes me happy. It doesn't. It's like it's a momentary release of my sadness.
Oh, yes.
But it's not. That's not happiness. Happiness isn't like a removal of sadness. It's an active thing.
Well, it's one of those like we talked about, like here we are going through all these reels, and it's one of those that's like spontaneous, and you have a quick fix for it, and you're like, oh, this is cool, it's happy, and then afterwards, after like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours of doing it, you get done, and you're like, I've done
nothing.
so many other things today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've had that. I mean, it's you sit there. I feel bad because there would be moments I sitting there and I'm on my phone, and all of a sudden I'm like, my kids have asked me to play basketball, and that was 2 hours ago.
Uh-huh.
And now they're on to a different activity. And it's like, I completely missed out on an opportunity to provide that type of activity with them to help them be happy, but also to help me be happy and for our relationship to grow together. So you need to talk to people in person.
Dang it.
Which is so stupid, man. Being the only one clinically diagnosed with depression, I support all of your decisions and comments.
Oh, well, thanks, Josh.
No, honestly, like, it's funny because with my depression, I don't want to get out of bed. I think I would be better off staying in bed. But making the decision, giving effort to get out of bed, go to work or whatever, does provide some sort of happiness and or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you just feel like you've accomplished something.
Sure.
Which also provides happiness.
Sure. You got deep there for a minute, gentlemen.
I'm sorry. I get off topic and deep.
You do have a tendency to go a little deep. But no, I think it's important that people understand that happiness is something that requires effort, because the world today is going to try to convince you otherwise. Every single thing around you, from social media to advertising to, going into a store, the thing that they're trying to sell you is leisure and no effort. Like, everything is about the least amount of effort that you can put in. That's going to bring you contentment. And the reality is that the opposite is true.
And that others will bring happiness to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it makes me laugh that a lot of the things that I like playing with technology and building things, and it makes me laugh. A few years ago, I decided I really wanted to build an arcade machine. And so I did. I built one, put it all together, got everything programmed, got everything wired, and I booted it up, and it was so cool to see. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be able to play so much. And afterwards, I didn't hardly play it, but I really enjoyed the activity of building it.
Isn't that weird?
It was just one of those.
The joy is in the journey.
Yeah.
It really, that's the happiness is the journey itself.
Do you know what's not happiness? Is the fact that those two lights over there are white and the rest are yellow.
Has your
That
OCD feeling
pisses me off.
Has it been going on for a little bit, Joshua?
Man, as soon as I sat down, I recognized that, and I have been holding on to it. But I know that this is almost over, and I needed to tell somebody.
Josh needs to
Josh needed to
express
get it
his
out.
unhappiness between the bright white and the soft white, I think is what they call it. Soft white lights.
More like bull crap lights.
So which one do you like more, the bright lights or the soft lights?
Well, yellow lights remind me of my childhood. White lights remind me of the future.
I like bright lights.
Really?
I don't like yellow lights.
Oh, see, I'm all about
For that reason, it
Mood
makes it
lighting.
It makes it look retro to me, and I don't
Oh,
like that.
I love a warm light.
Do you know what I like? No lights.
Hello.
Bring on the darkness.
I thought we were going somewhere different, and then you went a little real dark there
anyway.
for a second.
But yeah, that can bring people happiness.
Yeah, it sure can.
Do you know what actually brings me the most happiness is turning on the shower, not getting in the shower, but sitting on the bathroom floor while the shower is going and lighting a candle.
Whoa.
I actually am very similar.
That is like my favorite thing.
I'll do because then you get a nice smell,
Yep.
and then usually sometimes I'll read a book.
Yep.
Or something.
Mhm.
I do that quite a bit, and then my wife knocks on the door. You're wasting the water.
But do you know what my wife pointed out? She was like, "Oh, it's because you guys went and laid on the bathroom floor when your dad took showers."
Yep.
And
Our
that's
poor dad needed probably just a moment of peace, quiet.
He was searching for happiness, and we stole it from
And
him.
and here's the issue is he wouldn't know we were there, and I feel bad for the guy. He'd open the shower curtains and there's his kids.
Quickly close it again, grab a towel. What are you doing in here? I don't know.
Enjoying the shower noise, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the other thing that comes from, though, that we don't talk about enough is when we were sick, that was what we would do.
Shower.
Yeah. Mom would say, you need a very hot shower. Like, go in, take a really hot shower, get the steam, so it kind of clears your sinuses. And so I think that all of us associate warmth and steam and even just the sound as a very comforting thing for us.
Isn't it funny that a lot of things that make you happy are nostalgic?
It is.
There's just a lot of nostalgia, especially nostalgia from childhood.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there's plenty of people that are probably like, no.
Yeah, they're trauma-filled
Yeah.
childhoods.
But there are other things where it's like, I look at, I mean, we have all this amazing technology, but sometimes I just miss our old, the box TV with either N64
Oh yeah.
setup,
yeah.
even the original NES that you would blow on the cartridge forever and then throw it in there and really hope that it works.
I'm sorry. There's a toy shop next to my house, just in a little complex near me. I walked in there the other day to get a gift for somebody. I was in heaven.
just with the
Do
toys.
I play with toys anymore? No. And don't even ask me about it. But looking at the toys and just being like, oh, I remember playing with this when I was
Sure.
like little and
and then I'm getting my son all these amazing things I wanted, and then he doesn't play with it.
right.
Because he'd rather do something else. And I'm like, but this was it. This was amazing. These Legos, I would have killed to have these Legos.
Or Sportsman's Warehouse. I was at Sportsman's the other day looking at guns because that's what I do. And then my wife and I kind of wandered and they had toy guns. Do you realize that brought me happiness as a kid with like the
Toy
Old
guns?
West,
Oh,
like
yeah.
pop cappers and whatever those are called?
Yeah, I think that nostalgia plays a really big part in happiness because it is times in our life that we didn't have stress.
yes.
Stress, I think, is the number one killer of happiness. And when you can kind of go back to a time where you knew you did not have any stress in the world. You weren't worried about finances. You weren't worried about your body falling apart because you're old. You weren't worried about anything like that. And you can just focus on like the simplest things that you were doing at the time. It's nice. But the thing that worries me is the technology and the way that the world is right now. Do our children have those moments?
And I don't know.
Or
That's a
is
good
there
question.
anxiety,
Are they not having the experience when you find a scuba tube and you have the steamer running next to you that's blowing the steam on you and you fill up that tube while watching Lords of the Rings and the two hobbits are sitting smoking pot on top of the walls of Isengard and you take the
Tobacco,
scuba
Josh. Tobacco.
yeah, whatever I can't remember, hobbit weed or whatever it is. It's something weed, but just feeling that scuba thing and being like, I'm with them, and just like puffing smoke, blowing the steam out of the scuba tube. I still do that. And my wife comes in and is like,
What
What
are you doing?
the heck?
Our poor wives. Oh, bless them. We don't bring them happiness near enough with some of the antics that we get ourselves into.
We keep their life exciting, though. when
That's
that happens.
true.
They'll never know. One day my wife might show up and I am in a sumo outfit.
Honey!
And be like, honey, there's yours. And that was me slapping my thigh.
I was going
not
to say.
anything else.
And we're back to happiness.
Do you know what else is happiness? A wheezing laugh. I didn't have that growing up. I think it's hilarious.
I just want to point out I'm bad because when you guys get me going,
You can't stop.
I can't stop, and I'll cry.
I was going to say, you guys do the crying laugh because that is something that has happened in my old age is my crying laugh. It doesn't take me a lot to.
Well, I
Do
know
a crying
it's the most random things. What's funny is it mostly happens is I'm trying to cheat, lie, and steal during the board games I'm trying to get out of.
Oh, cheat line still out of the board. Sorry, I had a stroke, just barely, and I did not hear that. I heard like,
What did you hear?
What did you hear?
just heard from the board games. I was like,
Jake just started speaking.
I just
Clean
started
Aramaic
speaking
or something.
Gaelic.
oh, lady, what?
Oodalay. Oodalay.
Oodalay-lay-doo.
Oodalala, oodalala.
The heck is going on?
Yeah, but that for some reason that brings me so much joy. Mostly because I really don't want to be playing that anymore.
All
And
right.
do you know what they do? They keep inviting me back.
I know you hate board games so
Because-
much, but we force you to do it.
Because
Our
our
And I
happiness,
literally and
'cause
then
that's our
in the
happiness.
process, like during card games, I am sneaking cards into piles to get people to win.
Jake cheats
I am-
often.
I am lying about
the
things.
funny thing is you don't cheat so you can win. You cheat to
so we-
end the game.
kick
I do.
people out.
So if someone's winning, it's like, oh, he needs how many more points?
Let's get him those points.
Anytime we play Nerds or anything like that, I'm like, okay, who's winning? Let's see. Hey, look on there. You can put a card there, right there. Yes, keep going. Yes, next one. I start playing the 3 pile for him.
Okay, we're gonna go around. State something that you make brings you happiness. Josh, go first.
I'm not going to say what
you
first
have
came
the
to my
first thing
mind.
pop in mind the rest of us had, but we're gonna not be able to say that on things.
Sumo.
Oh, wait, this one's white.
Uh-oh.
No, not the light, people. Josh is talking about the light above him.
I would say the thing that brings me happiness the most is my wife.
Oh, that was gonna be mine. You butt.
Just seeing her smile and making her laugh by, like tooting and different things that I do just out of pure dumbness.
Well, then see, now mine's gonna be not as good. You start off with your wife.
No, but if we want to say something funny, the thing that makes me laugh is when people fart.
Okay, so farts bring Josh happiness,
And my wife. Wife.
and his wife.
Wife
And
number
wife
one.
for-
that farts.
cold pillows. Pillows? That doesn't sound right.
Did you say
pillows?
pillows?
I did.
Cold pills.
A good NyQuil?
No, when you go into a room and it's cooled off and you're about to lay down and go to sleep and your head hits the pillow and it's nice and cool. That brings me happiness.
That's what I feel about my wife's fingers and toes that will randomly be my most shivering thing ever.
Cole, what is going?
Have you ever had that where your wife reaches out and will put her hands on your head and you're like, what did you have your hands in ice?
Seriously, yes, I have often. Okay, Jake, your turn.
Old people falling.
Oh.
You would have loved the cruise that I went on then, man. No offense to all our
Not the
Princess
falling
cruise.
that causes lasting damage, that falling that just makes you go, oh, old. But then again, I like when everyone falls. Kids, adults.
So what we're saying is, if you see Jake, push an old person over.
I will have
Jake
happiness.
is seeing a little low. He's feeling a little sad. Find a grandma and push her over.
What's the song? It's by who? What's that? The redheaded British singer.
Never gonna give you up.
No.
Never gonna let you down. Never
What
gonna...
the freak?
He doesn't have red hair.
He does
Yeah,
too.
he does.
He does.
He has like a
Yes.
dark auburn.
Is it?
Yeah.
Rick rolling.
You just got Rick rolled.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Why
The
can I?
red-haired British
Yeah,
guy.
he's the guy. He sang the fire song in the end of The Hobbit.
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. What's that? He sings like until 70. I will love you until 70.
Oh, where he goes through his life or whatever.
Well, yeah, it just makes me laugh because it's like, I will love you until we're 70. And the guy did a reel where at 70, this old man has his wife in a wheelchair, comes up to a cliff, and they just push her off the cliff. And it was one of those, it was like, oh, cute.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Josh, back to you.
What you didn't know is that wheelchair had flotation devices
She was
attached
fine.
to it. It was fine.
The wheelchair didn't go with
No,
her.
do you
He
know?
flipped her out of it.
Do you know what also makes me very happy?
Josh forgot.
Josh forgot. He looked at the lights again.
It's becoming an obsession.
Turn lights.
Next time we're going to talk about obsessive compulsive disorders.
Come back to me.
All right.
Wait, we're going around again?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought my ultimatum one was.
That one was pretty funny.
All right.
A good pasta makes me very happy.
That is good.
Like really
Like
good
Instant
pasta.
ramen.
Yeah, that's instant ramen.
Not
No,
cooked,
because I don't
mind
cook
you.
it. I was gonna say.
I was
Eat
gonna
it
say.
dry.
I was just about to announce to everyone that Danny's a
Crunch it.
psychopath. It doesn't cook it. He just pours the seasoning on it and then just chomps
I
on
think
it.
we talked about that in one of the other ones. The trauma it caused me because I found him like all over the place when I moved to this room.
All right, Jake.
The sound of my wife sleeping.
Oh,
Because
stop being so gosh
Be-
dang
wait,
sentimental. you two.
wait. Because she doesn't know what I'm doing.
Well, what? that got.
That was a quote from The Simpsons.
Oh.
So
Oh,
I
I
couldn't
was
help
like,
myself.
Okay.
What are you doing,
Excuse me?
Jake?
Excuse me. Okay, back to you, Josh.
All right. So my favorite thing in the world.
No, the thing that brings you happiness.
bring
That's what we're
happiness.
doing.
Shoot. Crap.
Josh,
I thought about the wrong thing.
we really need to turn off these lights.
Seriously.
No, I love, and I've only gone a few times. A thing that brings me happiness is hunting. Now, have I ever actually gotten anything? No.
No, and the
And-
last time that we went, we
What?
saw a bear poop and started running because we were so scared.
Yes.
Woods.
The other thing is chopping down trees.
Yeah.
I love a good chainsaw in my hand and making it happen and falling exactly where you wanted it and being like, I did that.
You guys have too much manual labor involved in your happiness.
Do you know what also makes me happy? Little wood houses.
Little wood houses.
Just a little wood house.
Yes, I make little balsa wood houses. And they're the cutest little things. And it is so fun.
Just relaxing.
Yep. Right now I made a
Go in
cabin.
and Josh is just sitting there. What you doing? I'm making things out of wood.
I'm making a house.
Balsa-
Oh, okay.
balsa wood.
We're gonna live in this house.
No, I also love video games.
Yeah, video games.
Josh has named 3 in one go.
Well, that's because,
He's catching up.
yeah.
He's trying to get them all done because he knows that if he stops this stream of consciousness, he'll never go back. He'll look at the lights and it will be done and over with.
He
Do
looked
you
at
know?
the light.
Do you know what makes me sad though?
What makes you sad, Josh?
Empty refrigerators.
Just finding an empty refrigerator? Or a
Yeah,
house?
if you like open your refrigerator and it's empty, that's sad.
Josh just walks into someone's house, opens the fridge, and goes, "Oh."
Josh goes to the back of Lowe's, and as he's opening everything,
Oh, puts a little apple there.
I'm
Apple
sad.
for you.
I'm
Ooh.
sad.
That brings up a good point. Lowe's brings me happiness.
You know, when I was a kid, going to RC Willie
The
for
smell
some
of
odd
RC Willy.
reason, just the overwhelming amount of furniture
But
just brought me a
do
lot
you
of
know
happiness.
what brings me absolute anger?
IKEA.
IKEA.
How dare they tell me which way to go?
Also, freaking make your bed standard size, not freaking whatever
Swedish-
European
the
crap.
Swedish
You know,
side.
it's like 2 centimeters smaller than a standard mattress, and you're like,
Josh's voice is cracking.
you just little butt.
All right.
Like the sumo wrestlers.
Final thoughts on happiness. I'll start. Because
I don't know why I laughed at that.
We got to break Josh's anger and stream of consciousness again. Look at the lights, Josh. Look at the lights.
Oh, they're brighter than I remember.
Happiness is a pursuit that everybody should be working on actively. Do not rely on someone else for your happiness, because if you do, you're going to be sorely disappointed, because it's not their responsibility to make you happy. It is your responsibility to find that thing that makes you happy. Go ahead, Josh.
John Locke, a philosopher. I was gonna be so like serious. A philosopher,
Philosopher, I think is the word that you're looking for, there, my friend.
wrote that life, liberty, and I think it was land, is what he
I
said,
think it was.
was the true destiny of all humankind. But our dear friend and somewhat like person that a lot of people don't like, Thomas Jefferson,
You know, third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson.
wrote in the Declaration of
Josh, are you okay? Oh my goodness.
okay, I need to get this. So, Declaration of Independence said life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness should be the goal of everyone in the United States. So, all those living in the U.S. fight for it.
But if you're not,
Josh was doing all these rap symbols while he was saying.
he's throwing gang signs. I don't even know what was going on.
That I think he was inspired,
Yes.
Oh,
and that everyone living outside the United States suck it. Just kidding. No, everyone. The pursuit of happiness is what everyone should strive for. Living after the manner of happiness, out of one of my favorite books.
For all of those who need a reference, we're talking about.
4th Nephi 1.
No.
Oh, no, 2nd Nephi.
Sorry. What?
Good heavens. Jake, before things just get out of hand, final words from you.
My final words. There was a.
Hold my drink. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I kicked that one off the table, though. There was a comic, and I think it's still around. It's called Over the Hedge.
Oh, I love Over the Hedge.
And the poor turtle, I can't remember his name,
I don't remember either.
but the poor turtle,
Ernie.
he had sad.
Is he Ernie?
No, not Ernie. He had
Hammond
He
and-
had sad. He had this seasonal,
Seasonal something depression?
seasonal affective depression. I can't. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. I can't. Even
Vern.
think. So yeah, Vern. So he had.
It was close to her.
He had sad, and one of my favorite things is that he was just letting people know. He's like, I have sad, and the hamster, not the hamster, sorry,
Hammy.
the
The
squirrel, loudly proclaimed, I has happy, and gave him a hug. So
Aw.
for all of you who see someone sad, give them a smile, tell them they're cute, creep them out a little bit.
And then you say has happy.
and then and then if you say, if you are sad, I has happy, and then you'll get arrested, because
I was
think
gonna
most
say
people do that.
we've just started some serial killers. We're gonna be interviewed by the FBI.
Yes, but again, I'm a big fan of the idea of positive. When you are positive, and when you strive to be happy, you have the ability to kind of spread that around. Usually through laughter, usually through stuff like that. Now, if you're being over the top and overbearing in a very inappropriate situation, well, probably
Back
not.
off
Like
a
this,
little bit.
where Josh is joking about the lights of how angry he is. And Jake and Danny look at him and say, urine.
Josh isn't joking about the lights.
No, I'm really mad about it.
It's really bothering him.
He's not going to be able to come back downstairs for a while.
Danny, can you send us off with an Otis quote?
An Otis quote,
Yep.
as in.
Do you mean Opus or
Yeah, Opus. Opus, the penguin.
Otis?
I
Otis.
was
You
like,
know, like
I don't know who Otis is.
Thor's son.
Thor's son Otis?
What is going on?
You have who's,
Odin's his dad.
yeah, Odin, Thor, Otis.
Otis refers to a digital ecosystem for sharing ocean data, a tool for school computing data. Oh, and a law
I would love
enforcement
to.
records.
So,
By the way, for all those who don't know who Opus is, I don't. He's a good penguin. Had butt implants.
he did. So Opus is Berkeley Breathed, who is an excellent comic writer. Wrote many different comics. Here is my favorite quote from Opus. I have an outie belly button, which means I have to be ever vigilant that it doesn't unscrew and let my butt fall off.
Dude, that's a new fear of mine.
And with that, we come to the end of another 3 set, which means that next week we will have
I'm glad you said 3 set.
Next week, we will have a break and we will come back the following week with history. And I believe, Jake,
Poor Jake.
you get the double duty and you get to talk about historical figure and or something history related.
Oh, wait, is that 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away.
Something history related.
Sure. It's right around the Valentine's Day. We can talk about the Valentine's Day massacre.
St. Valentine.
It's around Valentine's Day.
Let's talk about Al
I'm going
Capone.
to talk about the history of penguins.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh. I want to know
I
the
was
history
joking.
of why
Do not
the
look
heart
forward to
shape
that.
exists.
No, you don't. Because
we don't want to do that.
I actually know, and no, that's not going to be appropriate. We'll tell you off the air. Thank you so much for listening to Twaddling Along. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and also follow the podcast. It has been uploaded to YouTube. Heaven only knows if they have accepted it and have started doing it. But if you can't find it on YouTube, find us on Apple Podcasts and find us on Spotify. Make sure to rate and even leave a comment if you'd like to. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, email us at emails@twaddlingalong.com.
And
Thanks all.
for those of you know what?
heavens.
Just end the freaking podcast.
Hey! You know what brings me happiness?
Me messing up.
Someone that's unmuted on a Teams meeting and they start saying things that are not appropriate for that meeting.
And with that,
Me.
God bless you.
We'll see you
God
all.
bless us, everyone.